This is my bone to pick in terms of how people would cloak a black activist movement, in Marxist communist language to the point where you're vilifying anybody who isn't struggling financially. I don't think you have to struggle to help others. Do you agree? Let me know if you agree with that, right? I think you can take care of yourself, take care of your family, drive a nice car, live in a big house, live a good life, and still be a net benefit to everybody around you. So many black movements, so many great examples of activism in the black community died just because there was nobody courageous enough to sit around and say, okay, how do we develop a business model around this that's going to be ethical and strong, right? Like, does that make us greedy capitalists automatically just because we want to hold something back for the institution to develop the capital base? I mean, you're fighting against an oppressive capitalist system. So you might need to bring a knife to a knife fight, right? Or you need to bring and then or bring a gun to a gunfight, right? I'm not out here shooting everybody like you. Like you're sloppy with your gun. You're trying to murder everybody. No, I'm gonna bring my gun because if my enemy has a gun, I gotta have a gun too. But I'm not like you because I'm not shooting everybody, right? Capitalism can be destructive, but free enterprise and business development certainly doesn't have to be, and it can be incredibly beneficial. And if you have a community where all that's missing because you've been taught to vilify anybody who's doing better than you, then you're going to end up submitting to the capitalist anyway. You're going to get conquered by the capitalist because eventually you're going to realize that oatmeal is not free at the grocery store and that your children are going to need shoes to walk to school and that so you're going to have to go work for somebody to get that. Right? So I say it's better if you're going to work for somebody, I say it's better to work for yourself than it is to work for your oppressor. Do we agree with that? I hope that that makes sense. I hope that because I tell you what, I don't get tired of it because I'm so used to it, doesn't matter to me. But there's so many people who think that because I'm a finance professor that I somehow align with everything in capitalism, and no, I don't. I'm not trying to be white. I'm trying to make sure we rich. I want to be powerful. I want all of us to be powerful, right? And there's certain things about wealth and power that I understand. One is that the group is usually more powerful than the individual. So I want to empower my group and align myself with a powerful group. And then I become powerful, you're powerful, we're powerful together because in capitalism, teamwork tends to work. So there is a community communist aspect of capitalism. The Chinese understand it better than anybody else on earth. You can't mess with the Chinese because they move as a group. They rock as a unit. They train their children. Has anybody ever seen Chinese kindergartners at school and how they train them to move in lockstep? And they'll be doing some drill where they're dribbling a basketball or something, and all of them will be dribbling the basketball the same way or doing the exact same dance or the same movement and just in sync. That's trained early. When I taught a class in Shanghai, one of my students explained to me that yeah, when you're a child, you're taught that you want to be part of the group. Being loud and separating yourself from the group, cutting people off and all that, like that's frowned upon. You look like a clown. They make fun of you if you stand out. She said, Dr. Watkins, we have saying that the fattest pig always gets slaughtered. So when you look at bombastic personalities, we celebrate that in the United States. We celebrate people that are outrageous and loud and anno they in China they don't honor that. They think that that's stupid.